We have a financial year 2024 performance overview. This is a dashboard created specifically for an organization which lends money to people in form of groups, in form of table banking, in form of small chamas which are willing to invest and be able to repay the money with strict adherence to no interest performance. It is based on some form of a subscription. So the chamas borrow the money, you trace the money as agreed and repay with a subscription fee contrary to an interest fee. Let's see. It highlights about the performance, the overview performance. We also have the discipline performance. We also have the churn rate performance and also the messaging performance. For instance, on your left you find the slicers starting the group names, starting all the way from group 1 up to group 300. We also have the period covered. This by default covers from, this was 2024 performance overview, so it covers around from January 2024 to December 2024. We have about 300 active groups. We have about 18K members, 600,000 in revenue. Churn rate stands to about 9.74%. The monthly revenue trend, February stood as the highest and the lowest was June. We also have a few dips, but all was stable. The monthly discipline trend, we had March as the best in discipline, starting at about 84.08%. That means the payments were good. The repayments were good on March. Then June, similarly, as how the revenue trended, June also had the lowest discipline of about 77.65%. The overall group churn rate stood at, we had group 265 as the best with 30%. Not the best, actually the worst with 30%. The churn rate was about 30%. This means group 265 had about 30% of their members leave along the way. And the best were actually group 221, group 174, group 125, and group 004 were the best, where they had 0.00% churn rate, meaning no member left, and the group was stable all along the entire 2024. The monthly contribution versus repayments, February stood as the highest with about 1.2 million, and that's also for repayment about 1.1 million. And also for June, also stood as the worst as usual. I think June was the worst month because on the monthly revenue, the monthly discipline, and also the monthly contribution, June was the worst with 700k, close to 7.5, 700k, 750k, that is. For the discipline, we have group number 52 as the number 52, and actually number 237. These were the best groups. As you can see, the discipline was about 100%. We have about 60 on-time payments, 100% repay rate, 100% repay rate. So group 52 and group 237 had the best in terms of discipline, in terms of repay rate, in terms of on-time rate. Let's also look at the worst. The worst, we stand at group number 298, had a discipline of about 60.03%, followed closely by group number 46 with a discipline of about 60.90%. The monthly payment discipline, I think February stood as the best as usual. February had about 1561 on-time payments, and for the missed payments were about 419. That's big also. So the KPIs stand at about the overall 80.92% repay rate. On-time rate score was about 80.91%. The discipline score for the overall performance was about 80.91%. And we also have 44 risky groups. For the churn rate stands at 9.74%. we have lost about 2K members all along. Also, the members who ended up were about 16K. That means we had an overall of about 18K members. We lost 2, so we were left with 16K. The retention ability was about 90.26%. The members lost monthly. We still have, well, funny enough, this is February, which is the best month, also lost about 174 members. And March, we had a dip of about 110. Yeah, generally the trend was not very bad. Only that from February to July, we had very big dips, but we still recovered. And for the members, monthly members lost, the group which lost so many members was group number 265, which lost about 18 members. And the group which had the least number of members lost, actually there were 4. That is group number 4, group number 125, group number 174, and group number 221, which had 0 members lost. In terms of monthly churn rate, as we saw earlier, 2K members lost still stands here at 9.74%. So we have the active members at about 16K. So out of the total 18K, we lost 2K, we maintained 16K. About the monthly churn rate, January had about 10.43, which relatively higher than the overall churn rate of about 9.74%. Still, we had the month with the lowest churn rate. Looks to be May. No, this is August with 8.56%. About the messaging performance. About the messaging performance, we have the total messages sent standing at about 168K. The best template was Build Trust. That means the Build Trust template was able to yield the best results. The message conversion was about 62.53%. That means to about 62.53 messages we sent were converted to the real results we wanted. That is, maybe if we wanted to build trust, if we wanted to build group dependency, if we wanted for them to pay today, if we wanted the group to be disciplined, about 62.53% of the messages did exactly that. We had about 105 responses out of 168K messages sent. That means the responses also are pretty nice, not bad. About the templates and conversion rate, we see the Stay Disciplined template got about 439 score in terms of conversion. Also, we have the Build Trust at 415. The trend goes down. The monthly messages trend, I see the peaks. We had the ups and the downs. With the peaks, still the trend was stable, but characterized by ups and downs, but relatively nice. About the messages sent, we have group number 184 with 328 messages sent and 242 responses as the best performing in terms of messages sent. And the worst performing was group number 147, where we sent 166 messages and about 86 responses. Generally, the trend looks like the more messages we send, the more responses we get. So it's advisable, instead of claiming we have no responses, send as many messages as possible. Then for the template conversion and distribution, generally the Build Trust appeared to be the best in terms of the scores, but still you can see group depends adds even more higher metrics than the Build Trust, but generally the Build Trust was the best.